Welcome to a brand new Five Heart Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We are your hosts, Greg Mahachko, Minnie Hunt, in our very best Jacob Bowers cosplay.
That's Greg.
What?
So all the talk last week got you thinking to wear one of your ripped off sleeve shirts?
I have several.
Oh my gosh, Greg.
Greg, the off-cable guy. That's pretty right. I'm what you get when you cancel your cable subscription.
Yeah, you look just as tough as Jacob Bowers.
That's what I have traditionally been known for, is my tough appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, truth be told, 27. What was the one I was up in Shedeur? Somebody looked at me and said that I could be a bouncer at a bar. And I'm like, could I though? I don't know.
Okay, come on. Really, Fred? Greg's taking us to the gun show, apparently. Ooh, shows your guns.
Not going to do that. I'll show you my ink before I show you my guns. So, and Highlander wants to know if I own a particular type of tank top. I do. I don't wear them very much, but I do have that particular style of shirt. Always with an overshirt. Like, I don't just walk. I go to the Walmart in a tank top. So, and my hair looks like the Shatner Turbo 2000. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate you, Fred. And Pitt says Green Lantern. Yeah, damn right. Green Lantern. You know what?
Okay, seriously?
Underrated member of the Justice League. Thanks, Pitt. And also, Pitt also says Greggy Guns. Yeah, Minnie, just for the rest of the night, will you just refer to me as Greggy Guns?
Only if you change your name.
I can do that.
Actually, I won't do it.
What?
I just can't bring myself to say that.
Why not?
Sorry. I just can't.
There. I mean, we don't even display names, so what's the point? Why did I just do it?
That's true. Well, Greg, there's some big news.
Highlander is here.
Just quickly talk about the big news today. Like, this is huge. Yes. Justin Raji is right. We have officially upset the Fighting Illini.
And we were very early breaking this, just shortly after the announcement was made this afternoon. Trey Taylor, a class of 2027 quarterback, 4-star from Carmel Catholic High School in Mundelein, Illinois, which, by the way, it's north of Chicago. It's very close to the Wisconsin border. He had offers, a very long offer sheet from the who's who of college football, including, of course, Illinois, Michigan, Alabama, Texas A&M, LSU. He had it narrowed down realistically to 4. There were 4 teams: Texas A&M, LSU, Illinois, Nebraska, that he was warm on. And I didn't see the video, but my understanding is it was the world's most fake out, where he picks up the Illinois hat. None of his family responds. They don't move. They don't react at all.
He put it on.
Yeah, and then he tosses it aside.
He puts it on and stands up, and I'm like, my heart sunk, literally, for a second there. I mean, and then, sorry, I know I cut you off, but I watched the whole thing. And then he's like, no, and he throws it off. And then he puts on the Nebraska hat, and then he takes off his shirt, and he has a Nebraska shirt. It's like, oh, this was a really cruel joke. You have to remember, he's only 16.
And I think I don't want to say that's what concerns me, but we are 2 years. I mean, he just completed his sophomore year. A lot can change. I don't want to be Debbie Downer. I just, these early commits, they always make me nervous from that standpoint of a lot can change. A lot of people can get in his ear. And now that it's legal, a lot of NIL money can enter his household and change his mind.
Well, did you hear Smokey? What's his name? What's his name? Smokey Brown? Not Smokey Robinson. I can't help but say that. Okay, there's a guy on 24/7 Sports, Smokey. Someone's going to tell me his name in chat. Talking about the first time he was offered as a 7th grader.
I remember the 7th grader. Was it an Alabama offer or something like that years
He
back?
was from Maryland.
Oh.
It's a Smokey Lynx. Thank you, Roger Moore.
I don't know if that's true. That sounds more like a.
No, that's not true.
Slim Jim or Jack Link's thing.
Smokey something or other. I forget the guy's name. Dang it. Anyways, he was talking about how this kid's really amazing, and he, Mike Loxley, not Smokey the Bear either, needed to offer him, and he went upstairs and told him that, and then he goes, but here's the deal. They'll bring what's the quarterback's name? Brad Underwood.
The coach? No. Men's basketball coach? What are you talking about?
The football player. What's his name? Underwood. Hey, Okay. Well, anyways, he was going to bring that guy the next day.
Oh.
And that's why he agreed to offer him a 7th grader. Because I was like, that should be illegal, shouldn't it?
You would think, but it's the Wild West, realistically.
Yeah, but this kid was in 7th grade then. So how many years ago was that? He's now a sophomore.
3 years ago? We go backwards. Freshman, 8th grade, 7th grade.
He's going into his junior year. So 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah. He's my daughter's age. My oldest daughter. That is crazy.
Where's your daughter's NIL offer? That's what I want to know.
I'm trying not to keep that. I'm trying to keep that out of my mind whenever. But he looks like such an amazing quarterback. They showed his clips and everything. He already looks the part, and he's only, like I said, a sophomore.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about Trey Taylor. As we mentioned, 4-star quarterback. He's only, had a sophomore year of play. Completed 191 of 282 passes, which is good for just over 2/3 or 67.7%. 3,061 yards, 20 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's all courtesy of Max Preps. Had 41 carries, 342 yards, which is good for 8.3 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns on the ground. All those lofty statistics, that the Carmel Catholic defense had to be trash because the team went 4-7.
Well, you mentioned that to me yesterday, and it's like, this poor kid, he basically is but one of the things that he did, this was so cool. He had all the people that helped him along the way, his coaches, parents, his teammates that he's had ever since he was a kid, all lined up behind him to be a part of this and to introduce them as somebody who's helped him. I thought, what a huge, that's very mature.
Melissa says he's a big boy, bigger than Dylan, but he's 6'3", 186 pounds. Dylan's like, I don't know, 186 pounds in his torso alone.
235 pounds. And do you know we also have another quarterback who's 235 pounds?
Who?
Marco Davila.
From Purdue?
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about him. He's never going to see the field.
Dude, I'm telling you, he can throw.
He's never going to see the field. We've got
number 2.
We've got Gramdad. We've got TJ Lateef. The Purdue transfer is not going to play.
Just you wait. This kid, I think he can control the offense. We'll see. I don't know.
Wait. The kid from Purdue?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want him to play over? Do you want him to play ahead of Dylan?
No. I'm just saying.
You want him to play ahead of TJ?
You have to have a backup.
Okay. We have Dylan. We have Gramdad. That's backup.
I don't know about granddad.
Wait a minute.
I know. We said
You have been laser focused, locked in. There's 2 quarterbacks in your life, Dylan Raiola and Jalen Gramstead. And all of a sudden you're like, I don't know if that's the guy.
Well, I'm just saying, I think that he's more of like turning into a coach. I don't know.
All right. Well,
I don't think playtime is as important to him.
I'm telling you, that Davila, whatever, he won't see a meaningful
Really?
snap.
Did you know, James Boardman shared this with us, that Dana Holgerson was actually trying to recruit him originally?
Who, Jalen?
No. Marco Davila.
Oh. I'm sorry. I've already forgotten that guy's name.
All right. Anyways.
Roger Moore.
Oh my gosh.
Bookmarket. Heinrich Harburg.
You guys.
And honestly, probably should be starter. So anyway, Trey Taylor, we are seeing a pretty consistent year-over-year influx of quarterback talent. Dylan, TJ, next year be Dayton, right? Dayton's going to be a senior this year?
Dayton's going to be a senior. So here's the only problem I have with Dayton. And I love Dayton. You know I love Dayton. But to have a left-handed quarterback, you have to build the offense around him. Right?
Okay.
I mean, he's a lefty. You have to be all in on a left-handed quarterback. I don't know.
I'm not the person to ask. Mark that one for later. Hello, Mark. No pun intended. I'm not the X's and O's guy. Next time I talk to Haas on the show, I'll ask him. But I don't know if you have to make such sweeping changes.
You do.
You just have to. Okay, sorry.
Everything's on the left-hand side. Greg?
You can still roll out. I mean, things would be different. I just don't think it has to be a necessarily wholesale change. That's again, I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to answer that question. Where's Haas? I'll track him down.
I just told you.
No, you say I understand you have to flip the field.
Thank you, Mark. Guys, Mark from the Voice of College Football is in the chat. He says, name 5 good lefty quarterbacks. Go ahead. Greggle it if you have to.
I am.
I know. I kind of felt like you were.
Mark, I apologize. You probably were not used to music to introduce bits. But that's what we do here. We're a little crazy. I think the show has been described as a variety hour, and it's not. The only thing I would change about that is it's not a variety hour. It's usually about a variety 2.5 hours. So per, I don't know, NFL.com. Okay. If we want to go that route, Tim Tebow. Let's see who else we got here. Steve Young, I know, was a lefty. Scott Mitchell. Michael Vick was a lefty. Now we have a commercial.
Steve Young, Ken Stabler.
Mark Brunell. Boomer Esiason.
Okay.
There haven't been many.
Over time. This is like over the whole entire time of football.
All right. Well, in that case, if we're not going to want a left-handed quarterback, let's send him out to Hawksfield at Haymarket and let him be a left-handed pitcher, and he can still stay on quarterback or still stay on scholarship. Tua. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce the last name. I know what it is. I just don't trust myself to say it.
Ooh, he was just testing us. He does that every once in a while.
Yeah, but Mark, you got to understand again, I look things up. That's what I do. I don't have that encyclopedia knowledge that I know you possess.
He does, for sure.
Appreciate you. So if we're going to go all in, if we don't want to make the commitment to flip the field, whatever we have to do, accommodate a left-handed quarterback, then we shouldn't have offered a left-handed quarterback.
Mm-mm. Well, the thing is I don't know. I'm not going to speculate right now. All I know is I want all the Raiolas here that we can have.
Mr. Raji says, if we're being honest, Dayton has shown the least upside between these.
Come on, Raji. Today's a happy day. We just got a 4-star quarterback. That's probably going to, he's probably going to get ranked even higher.
My boy Matt says, will be a 5-star. Shout out to my brother Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So yeah, again, tremendous upside. He's about to finish his sophomore year. Does he stay a Nebraska commit through the rest of his high school career? Who knows? If he continues to produce in with the incremental improvement, with the better, better weapons around him, more pocket presence, etc. Somebody's going to throw him a truck full of money, and that's just the reality of the game right now.
I think it's really exciting just having these guys. Coach Roll keeps saying over and over again, iron sharpens iron. And that's what you want. You want these guys that know how to ball.
Okay. Again, he committed today. That's fantastic. I'm excited for the news. I'll be more excited when he signs his letter of intent. I'll be even more excited when he steps on campus.
Same.
We've been burned.
Okay. We're not, guys, it's all about positivity tonight.
That's true.
It's a good night. We're celebrating. This is like a celebration.
Then you should sing.
Celebrate. That song?
Yeah.
You don't want me to sing. I know you don't.
Do it.
Greg, come on. All right, give me some backup tunes or something.
Na 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 na. Woo-hoo. Na 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 na.
Okay.
Na 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 na.
That's more fun just watching you do that.
Shut up, Pitt. I'm not going to beatbox it. Mark says, Minnie, show off the pipes.
Mm. I thought you meant these. Look at that.
It's a celebration. There's a party going on.
My muscles, are my guns bigger than yours?
Visually, no, because I have a lot of fat around mine. So probably, but not to the naked eye. Yours are more defined. Mine are flabbier. So.
And yet you wore a sleeveless shirt.
This is my Jacob Bowers cosplay.
I love it.
Thank you. And hey, if people get disgusted by this, then I do have my RTFB shirt right here. So.
Okay. Well, Greg.
Yes.
So besides the wonderful news today, there's been a lot going on in Huskerville.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Let me just tell you, okay, if this was like a Saturday Night Live skit, we would have so much fun replaying the games from this past weekend.
Fair.
Because they had roping. You have to be good with a rope. Long snapping, you have to be able to thrust a ball between your legs.
I've been known to Never mind.
they had the
She'll say thrust, but she won't say moist. I don't get it.
They had the quarterback shootout.
Okay.
And my all-time favorite was the wing eating contest.
I need an adult. So we talked a little bit about this in our pre-production meeting. I think it would have been more enjoyable. Stop it. Nebraska strong. Nobody wants to see that.
Ooh.
Nobody wants to see that.
He'll do it if you guys throw him money. We know he'll do it.
No. These are my man boobs, and you can't have them. You say that somebody's going to throw some shekels out.
Well, that's because we know you will. We've seen you do it before.
No, I've not taken off my clothes on this show for money. Emphasizing on this show. We talked about it. Yes, we have a very brief pre-production meeting. Usually lasts 5 to 10 minutes. But I said I would have been more intrigued by like the linemen doing the skills competitions and the long snapper competition being done by someone other than the long snappers. Like who could be most accurate? Who could get a holder out there? Who's gonna not do laces out? Just that kind of stuff.
Greg, we've had non-long snappers long snapping for us long enough. Okay, I want to see some real long snappers.
Yeah, but it's different.
Skills.
To have non-long snappers long snap in a game under pressure is different than, I don't know, watching Dane Key out there trying to be a long snapper. And I think what it would do is it would provide a better appreciation for, from the rest of the team for the long snappers.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm actually thrilled that they were doing it the right way, and you could see the intensity and such skill when they thrust that ball.
No, I apologize. I don't know what's gotten into her tonight. But Mark likes my idea, which probably is why you don't like it. I know you two can be a little friendly combative when you're over there on the Voice of College Football or when he's been on Monday Night Therapy, picking the batting order out of the bag at random. Or to use my vernacular, which others will appreciate, for example, Dana Williams has in Brightest Day and Blackest Night. That is purely a Green Lantern reference. Elseworlds, doing something outside of the norm, right?
Yes.
Subverting expectations. We all know Dylan Raiola can throw the ball 70 yards. He did it in the skills competition at the Polynesian Bowl. Now we know that he can do it 50 yards and swish it through the basketball hoop. But can he protect the blind side? Can he do anything defensively? Can he?
Are you kidding? We would not want him to.
It's for fun. It is all for fun.
No, he's not allowed. It's bad enough that he was out there with the flag girls football team. No, thank you.
Well, agree to disagree. I think it'd been more fun to have players outside of their comfort zones doing something that they don't normally do.
Again, especially with the long snapper, we've seen plenty of that. And the kicking. Okay, I just want to see that we can actually do it. So I know we can do it in a game.
Roger Moore wants to know if Dylan can slide at the 10-yard marker.
Okay, that might actually be interesting. They should have done a slip and slide.
And it came up earlier in the show. Roger wanted to know, I think before we actually went on air. So it's important to ask this age-old question. What's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa. Tonight.
Really, you guys?
Dihydrogen monoxide, H2O, water. And the reason being, I'm supposed to be fasting water or black coffee only because I have some blood work to do in the morning. So I'm just trying to make sure nothing's crazy. Just regular labs. Like, I'm not in trouble.
Okay. Right.
Did you see this? Well, Raji says, did you see Illinois fans attacked Trae for throwing the hat so much that he put out an apology video?
I'm not surprised. I was actually kind of shocked that he did that too. I know it was out of fun. I know he's trying to have fun with, people watching. There were over 2,000 people watching. I mean, it was a big deal in the middle of the day.
I mean, I would imagine, what did he do? He took, now pretend this is an Illinois hat. I would never actually wear one, but he had it on and he made a gesture, made a face like,
Yeah.
I
so he puts on the hat. He puts on the hat. Okay. It's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, nah. He whips it off like that.
Okay.
Okay. And who knows where the hat goes? Like he throws it. Like, nah, are you serious? And then he puts on the Nebraska hat. Like, this is the real deal.
I mean, they've been doing these hat fake outs for years. I wouldn't have apologized if I was him.
And he said, I'm going to stay home in Illinois.
Yeah. Well, he lied.
Yeah.
He's a 16-year-old kid. Get used to it, folks.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's also a good kid.
Fred says, come on, Trae, never apologize to the mob. Toughen up.
Yeah, that's true. Toughen up.
I'm not knocked up. Do I look bloated?
They're asking because you're not drinking beer.
I said I'm just getting my
drinking. They want to know.
Annual regular blood work done tomorrow at 7:40. If I could have done it at noon, I'd have done it at noon.
Guys, he might be. Who knows?
Hey, if the blood work comes back that I am, I'm about to hit a payday.
You did say you have man boobs.
Thanks for reminding me. Of all the things I said, that's what you remember. Nope, not gonna answer that one. Shameful. So Husker Check says I do my annual exam every 15 years. That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. So John Cook was there and he was showing some of the football players how to rope and lasso and had some fun. I love that he's embracing retirement by still being around the athletic department and being so obviously welcome at not just volleyball events, but football events. And I don't think we talked about it when it was announced, but they are going to put a statue of him out in front, and they're going to rename the Bob Devaney Sports Complex, or the John Cook Arena at the Bob Devaney Sports Complex, if I remember correctly.
It is. It's still going to be the Bob, but inside it's going to be the John Cook Arena.
So does that mean that when you're going to a volleyball game now, you're not going to say I'm going to the Bob, but you're like, we're going to go to the John?
No, I mean, nobody wants to say we're going to the John.
That's what but it's a fair question.
I mean, I think that it's still safe to say I'm going to the Bob.
I think
to watch volleyball.
If I ever end up in Lincoln going to a volleyball game, I'm saying I'm going to go to the John.
Will you wear that shirt too, please?
This shirt? No.
That would be appropriate.
That would, I don't want to be a caricature of a Nebraska fan.
Okay, you could just be a caricature of yourself. I mean,
that's fine. That's fair. And I embrace who I am.
Yeah, I know.
Mark says, the voice of college football at Austin P, they chant, "Let's go P."
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
James says they should have had real horses and calves. The field has seen enough shit the last 10 years. What's a little bit more? And I saw a picture today. Correct me if were my eyes deceiving me, or they've got all the turf pulled up now.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
so.
We're getting new turf. because the old turf is all messed up.
Yep.
So we're getting new turf, and then they're going to go to grass next year.
Which is fine. I still like our turf designs from, a month or so back. Those are good. I still want to submit my
yours with you in the end zones.
No, but I do want to submit my black shirts one to the university and say, hey, we have at least 7 people who said this is cool. They would buy it, make it happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so then we also had.
I did see that as well, Roger. Grass for the indoor facility.
Yes. Yes. We also had a volleyball game this weekend.
I don't want to say Melissa's biased, but Melissa does say that volleyball was the best part of Saturday.
Oh, did she go? Hey, guys, tell us if you actually went this past weekend. I want to know, because they said there were like 11,000 tickets sold. When I saw the pictures, it looked like, to me, it looked more like there were like 3,000 or 4,000 people there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Great.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to keep up with the comments and then my mind drifted.
It's okay.
Let's see. So talking about grass in the turf. Husker Chuck says rip turf 1970 to 2025, which I think we've said is at least 2026 because we'll have, or I guess turf this year, not next year. And Raji says we won't go to grass till after the South Stadium renovation is done. Who knows when that will be? So we'll say 1970. Husker Chuck, we'll just say 1970 to question mark. So.
Yes. Well, I'm excited about all of these changes. Are you planning on going to any games, Greg?
I'll be at the Nebraska-Cincinnati game at Arrowhead on that Thursday night. I think so far that's the only one. Haven't looked that far ahead on my personal calendar to see what weekends align with home games and without having.
Well, I know your availability.
Yep.
Already, because it's the same as mine. So I'm going to the Michigan game, September 20th.
I won't be attending that one.
You won't?
No.
Why?
I'll be at the game a couple weeks ahead of that. Like I'm working on a budget here.
Greg, Haas is going.
Okay.
Haas
and I did talk a little bit about the Iowa game. I just don't know that one yet.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, I think I told him it's probably not likely. Let's just put it this way. And I don't want anybody to feel sorry for old Greg, but a few things have to go in my favor business-wise to be able to go on many of these trips. So unless we can get coordination to pay for it, which I don't see happening, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we could. Who knows?
See, James and Vince both say that more people were at the volleyball game. Vince says volleyball outsold football. And Melissa says volleyball's playing Saturday again. So
I love our volleyball team so much. All right. Oh, I love this. Look at Mark saying, step up for Greg, Corn Nation.
I agree. No, they take good care of me.
Yeah, they take better care of you than they do me.
I got
if anyone should feel bad for anyone here, it should be me. I don't even give you guys my sad story.
It's true. It's a very sad story.
How does it go, Greg?
I don't want to say you're undercompensated. You're not compensated. And that's unfair because of all the work you do.
Thank you.
Let's see. Greg Mahochko and a cutoff is good for business. It's not. Mark's right. We're a volleyball school. Husker Chuck says Nebraska went 3-7 the first 10 games he attended. He refused to attend the Colorado game in 1994 because of it. Let's see. I've been to, I think, 5 games now, and Nebraska's 3-2. So they lost at UCLA in 2012. They lost at Illinois 2015. They won in 17 and 19. No, 17. And they won in 23. And all Illinois, Nebraska, Illinois, and Champaign. And then Nebraska, Colorado in 2024. So, yeah, 3-2 in the 5 games. So.
Yes. All right. Well, also we need to talk about where we are on the roster. Do you want to know?
Oh, as far as getting down to 105?
We're not going to have to get down to 105. It doesn't look like. The NCAA, that whole court case has been ongoing. The judge, Claudia Wilkins, gave the attorneys, the NCAA attorneys, 14 days, and this was it last Friday or Thursday, to rewrite. No, excuse me. It was the Monday or Tuesday of last week, whatever day that was, to rewrite the part where it talks about making room for the roster, going down to 105. She doesn't want it to negatively affect any of the current athletes, because it's not just football athletes, it's, all different sports. She wants there to be some sort of like grandfather clause. So that means, and we've talked about this before, that means we're probably going to be able to keep all the current players that we have over 105. And
well, that's good.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's really good. Now, I don't know if that means that, because there's this thing about whether or not somebody gets a scholarship. I don't know if that means that we would be able to offer everybody a scholarship on the entire football roster or not. But at this point, I want to talk about what it looks like right now as far as our offense and defense. If you're game.
I am game. I didn't know we were talking about that tonight, but bring it on.
We don't have to. We can save it for next week.
No, it's okay. We're only 39 minutes in. This thing has to go at least another hour and a half. We have to talk about the draft yet, but let's talk about
you want to talk about the draft first?
No, I want to talk about the draft last.
Okay.
Because I know the draft is going to bring out some colorful opinions, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Well, then let's talk about it.
I want to save it for the end.
Why?
Why not? It's building anticipate.
Greg.
Shun.
We're talking about the draft.
Why do we even have a format?
We don't tonight. I would rather talk about the draft. Now. Melissa says now. I love it. She put her foot down and she said now.
I'm sorry. Is Melissa suddenly co-host of this show? What the hell?
We listen to Melissa.
Yes,
always.
Sorry, Melissa. I wasn't meaning any disrespect.
All right. So we know that Ty Robinson is going to be a teammate with Cam Jurgens.
It's true. And it was actually Cam was doing a public appearance, and someone came up to the microphone and said, "Hey, just saw that your former teammate Ty Robinson." And I think it was in Nebraska, but he said Ty Robinson just got drafted by the Eagles, and you're gonna be teammates again. He's like, "Yeah." He says, "Hold on, I got to text him right away." So what a moment for those two. They battled, I'm sure, in practices quite a bit in the weight room. So I can't think of a better mentor for Ty, than Cam Jurgens, who has played 1 year realistically because he was behind Jason Kelsey. So played 1 year as a starter. Was a Pro Bowl, Super Bowl champ, got a massive contract. I wish only good things for Ty, only good things for Thomas Fidone, who was also drafted.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, we knew that Ty was going to go pretty high. I mean, I thought that remember last week, Fred said that he was going to go in the 3rd round, 83rd pick. Well, he said 83rd pick to kind of rib you a little bit. Did you know that? Did you catch that?
Oh, from Fred last week?
Yes.
On 5 Heart?
Yes.
I remember that.
Do you know why he said 83rd pick?
It was something specific.
See, he didn't even get it. It's when you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. It's because that was the Steelers pick.
Sorry, no, I didn't get it.
Well, now you get it.
In my defense, I was away from internet for most of the weekend, so didn't get caught up on things until I got home Sunday afternoon.
It's okay.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry. Sorry, Fred. You deserve better. That's not my best effort. Please forgive me.
Well,
I know not what I do.
Well, you're forgiven, Greg. It's okay.
Please forgive me.
So Cam Jurgens went for the 111th pick in the 4th round. And he kept saying to Cam Jurgens, because we know that Cam Jurgens has been working out in Lincoln, right? Every time he'd see him, he'd say, make sure you put in a good word for me.
Right.
And then Cam would say, oh, trust me, I am. And now they're together again.
It's pretty great.
I know. They're only 1 year apart. And do you know Ty Robinson? I think we mentioned it before. He's a doctor.
I didn't know that. I feel like I heard that, but I forgot it. I don't know his specialty.
I don't either. I don't know the specialty. I just know he became a doctor. I think that's really awesome. And then Thomas Fidone went in the 7th round, 219th pick to the New York Giants.
Which is fine. You know, I have no
Fred wants to know if he's a gynecologist. Maybe he's an OBGYN. Maybe you can go and see him.
I can go and see him?
Pregnancy.
Oh, Lord. Ty was a nutrition and health sciences major and graduated 2 years ago, May of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's all. That's pretty significant.
Aaron Keene says a doctor of knee circumference.
I thought that was what you had your doctorate in.
It's
like Todd has his doctorate of badonks.
That and wrists.
Wrist, yeah.
Yeah. Wrists are important. Okay, so Thomas Fidone is, I think, I mentioned this on Monday night, but I'm going to mention it again because it's such a good story, right? I mean, the guy had 2 completely torn ACLs, right? I mean, to come back from just 1 ACL is hard, but he came back from 2, you guys. And, it's either like rules like you're ready. It's time. I would hate for something to happen and for you not to be able to, go to the draft. He's like, you're there. And certainly he was. So he got chosen, like I said, 219th pick. And when he interviewed with the Giants, he said that he wasn't expecting it until he got the phone call. And he said it was a lifelong dream come to fruition.
I can't imagine, it was a lot of fun watching some of those green room, when their names are called and they start walking in. And there was a young man from Kentucky who got drafted by the Bills later in the 1st round. And he was there. He was congratulating every player who walked in front of him, and then he got his turn. yeah, just that is a lifetime of effort and work being put into this moment to hear your name called at the draft. So whether they heard it in Green Bay, like whether being live there on premises, or they got a phone call, just I can't imagine the joy that they felt. So
Speaking of phone calls for the draft, did you see all those like prank calls for people saying, this is so-and-so, the GM from this team? Yeah. You did? Why are you smiling at that? That's so mean.
Because it's awesome.
That is not.
Take it. You know what? I know it's a little mean-spirited, and I'm not purely smiling because it happened to Shedeur Sanders. Although that was the one that I have seen the video of. Just God, that makes me a lot of fun. A lot of fun can be had. You look. You're a high-profile individual. If you can't take a little heat, you're stepping into the wrong profession.
That's just not right.
It's kind of funny though.
Greg,
I'm sorry, but when the video, and I'm sure I don't, maybe it thank you, Aaron. I'm right. You could have stopped right there, but I appreciate that you elaborate. The prank calls are awesome. Look, Shedeur got a prank call from, ended up being from the son of the defensive coordinator of the Falcons, saying that he was the GM of the Saints. He's like, "You ready?" "Yeah, man, I'm ready. Let's go be legendary." Or all of whatever BS was, printed all in the signage around mom and dad's house or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, you're going to have to keep waiting." And then he hung up. He's like, "What does that mean?" He said, "I got to keep waiting." I said, look, I know we hate Colorado and we don't think very highly of Shedeur, and we don't like the fact that he quit on his team when they were in Lincoln and, overrated. And I think the draft kind of showed that, but that brought me so much joy. And I don't typically revel in someone else's misery, but that one brought me joy.
I just realized I am just around a bunch of heartless individuals because Trinidad, my good friend, says it's funny too. Really?
Fred says, "I wish I had Shedeur's number. I would have called him 6 times."
You guys, all right. I am not a fan of that, especially when it's like a big moment for these people.
Well, some people, Fred says, "I don't necessarily need to sell this, but you reap what you sow." So.
Oh, it's not my first day, Keen. We know that. I'm still going to feel the same way when I'm like 80 years old. I'll be like,
threw his O-line under the bus. That's right. Didn't interview well. That I have watched.
It's true. I know all of this. You guys, I know. But it just doesn't seem right.
Pitt says, "I'm with you, Minnie. I only had enough hate for 3 rounds after that was unusual."
Thank you, Pitt.
Oh, man. So many other things that could be said. So we have Ty drafted by the Eagles, Thomas drafted by the Giants. Now, those are not the only players who caught the attention or were acquired in some way by the NFL. We had quite a few players who were undrafted free agents.
We did. I mean, pretty much everybody. Everybody. Isaiah Nair.
Where's he going?
49ers.
Okay. Who else? Jamal Banks?
Yeah.
I think he's going to the Ravens.
He is. Yep.
Which makes it, all I can say is he's dead to me now.
Is he dead to you?
Dead to me, because that's a division rival of the Steelers. So Ravens, Browns, and Bengals, if they get drafted by those teams, they do not exist to me
Well,
Are you greggling? You look like you're greggling
why would you think that?
because you were typing.
How do you know?
Because I could hear the clicking of the keys.
Oh, okay. Well, only because I didn't have it written down where MJ Sherman and Brian Buschini were going.
Where do they go?
I don't know. You wouldn't. You caught me in the act. I felt guilty. I didn't click on anything.
So what's funny is like you were trying to be clandestine about it. I just like, hold on. You're gonna see the reflection of my glasses change and everything because I'm gonna look some shit up.
Greg.
Yes, I know you pride yourself on being prepared, and
Yeah, I have a daughter who's going to out of the state tomorrow. My middle child, she's 12, and so I've been rushing around getting things ready. She's going with her orchestra.
that's awesome.
I know. It's actually, she's been looking forward to this trip all year.
What instrument does she play?
She plays the cello.
Is it or is it not taller than she is? Because I have a feeling it's taller than you are.
Yeah, she's taller than I am. She's only 12.
So it's a cello, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm so excited for her. Yeah, Brian Buschini's going to the Giants. You know they're going to keep him. He's getting in for sure.
I mean, we'll see.
What do you mean?
It's a tough road to hoe in the NFL. So
Yeah, well, he's awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in. And he has a friend up there, Thomas Fedoni.
it's true.
Yeah.
John Bullock and Ben Scott both were undrafted free agents to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nash, Hutmacher.
Wait, did you Greg also?
No, I didn't, Greg. I went to Huskers.com. Nash, Hutmacher will join Jamal Banks in Baltimore, which means, sadly, the polar bear is also dead to me. And Isaac Gifford was an undrafted free agent to the Carolina Panthers. You already mentioned Isaiah Nayor. So,
and MJ Sherman went to the Broncos.
That was not on this article, which was put out.
That's why I had to go somewhere else. And guess what else?
Oh, wait, here we go.
Michael Mazuka. Do you know where?
Kansas City Chiefs. And he was invited. Let's see. MJ Sherman, Tommy Hill, Brian Buschini, and Micah Mazuka were invited to mini camps. So that I don't think they were signed necessarily. MJ Sherman to the Broncos, like you said, Tommy Hill to the Vikings, Buschini to the Giants, and Micah was actually invited to both Kansas City and San Francisco's mini camps. So
yes, I'm actually thrilled for him. I think he got kind of a bum deal.
Who, Micah?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he got a bum deal. It's just sometimes you get.
Got to play as much as he should have. Anytime he got on the field, he was pretty awesome.
Fred says, mini camps, run, guys, run. Because it's mini, M-I-N-N-I. It's you. It's the camps that you run.
I got that.
It's a play on words.
I got that. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's what I do. And for that, Pitt awards 10 points, mini camps, because that's been hanging there for so long.
Whatever. He's not a weirdo. All right. We wish him all the best. I hope, guys, it actually would be kind of fun. I might actually watch some NFL if some of our guys are playing that we're invested in.
Fred says, Fedoni, Buschini being friends, Minnie saying all us people whose names end in a vowel are in the mob. Hey, wait a minute, that's me.
You're definitely in the mob with those guns.
How you doing? Forget about it.
Oh my gosh, Greg. You can put your other shirt on anytime you want.
Oh, can I?
Oh, I guess he's leaving. All right. Ciao. See you later, Greg. Mahachko is the Czech mob. Yeah, Pitt, I think he is the Czech mob. You know, I wouldn't mess around with the check mob at all. And by the way, I could still see him on camera, and he just changed in front of me.
Things we don't necessarily need to tell everybody, but
Wait, you tell everything.
So it's close, Pitt. It's Slovakian, same neighborhood, just the street down from being the Czech mob.
You're the Slovak mob.
Yep, that's me.
Mm-hmm. So, we got some compliments about your hair right off the bat, Greg.
Which is crazy because you have much more and much better hair than me. And nobody ever talks about your hair.
Yeah, well, you look so much better. People can't help but say, like, whoa, what has happened to this guy?
It looks so much better than what?
Than like 6 months ago.
Thanks.
But what I was going to say is, how Dylan was, the last time he had a press conference last week.
Yep.
Amy just asked, when he's getting his hair cut and does he like his hair, yada, 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 just teasing kind of. And he's like, I like my hair like this. And it's all kind of like fluffy. This is like the hairstyle.
Like an alpaca.
No, it's like, okay, so he has it shaved here, which we know why, because it's better when you wear a helmet to not have so much hair there. But he
probably would be better to not have so much hair up here too.
Oh, but that's the style, like fluffy here. And he's like, yeah, I like it like this. Like fluffy. Maybe you should do that hairstyle.
No. Aaron Keene says, good news. You no longer look like shit, Greg. A quote from Minnie. I would honestly say it's probably more like, good news. You look less like shit, Greg.
I never said you look like shit ever.
You never did.
I just said, let's just work with what God has given you, okay?
God has given me an intolerance for the amount of hair that I currently have. I don't think God wants me to have more hair. Like, I very much want to just buzz it off.
Mm-hmm.
Biscuit. Wait, is that a thing? Highlander says, with the buzz cut, Greg looks like he eats biscuits and mustard. What the hell is biscuits and mustard? Is that a thing?
Does not sound good. I think that's like an Alabama slam right there. Something you have to, like, people from Alabama know.
I don't know. Like, I understand, like, chipped beef, Vienna sausages, but biscuits and mustard. Oh, Sling Blade. Got it. I've only seen Sling Blade once, and it was fine. That's all I can say. It was just fine. Fred, let's work with what God's given you. That's Minnie's way of saying Greg has a great personality, which, depending on the day, is probably subject to much.
I don't know if I'd even say that half the time. I'm kidding.
Greg can be a little difficult to deal with sometimes.
Who? Me or you? Oh, you? Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wait, hold on. French's yellow mustard is the only mustard for my house, sir. So.
Yeah, French's mustard is actually a good mustard.
Let's see if I can do a Sling Blade.
I don't even know what this is.
You don't remember the movie?
I've never watched the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, you should at least watch it once.
Something else I have to watch. Jeez.
I don't reckon I got no reason to kill nobody. Mm-hmm.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
That's
who's in it?
Billy Bob Thornton.
I have watched it. Yes, I have.
Stephen Fromm says, would be nice to stay on topic and talk Husker sports.
Greg can't do that.
It's true.
He literally can't do that unless I give him a format, which I wasn't able to because my 12-year-old is going to California tomorrow.
It's her 12-year-old's fault. It's the orchestra's fault, okay? It's not our fault, Stephen.
Yeah, this is going way off topic. Always. This is without Greg even drinking.
Yeah, this is me just hyped up on water.
I would like to also stay on topic. That would actually be nice.
All right. So what's our next topic?
Well, we did talk about the NFL draft. We talked about our Huskers, the mini camps that they've been invited to. We did kind of talk about the Shedeur thing. I mean, not to the extent I think that we would like.
I don't need to.
Are you
I'm
sure?
actually, if we don't ever have to mention that family's name on this show again,
I just thought that it was kind of cool that he went as late as he went. I don't know.
Yeah, you were there for the Schadenfreude. You just don't want to admit it.
I was just like sitting there waiting. I was glued.
So were they for 3 days.
I know.
Jesus was in the tomb less time that it took for him to get drafted.
With every single, you go to the NFL draft website and you click on who was next, right? And it would tell you what kind of positions they're looking for, what positions they need the most. And with everyone that had any kind of quarterback, whether it was third that they needed, whatever, I was like, okay, they're going to call Shedeur. And every single one, it's like he's going down and down and down. And I'm like, he's being blackballed, literally. This is the NFL sending a message. Had to be. But then when he did actually get accepted by the Cleveland Browns.
Drafted?
Yeah. I call it accepted because they accept him for who he is, I guess.
What's funny is that they took 2 quarterbacks in the draft. And now they have 4 quarterbacks. They have Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson, and Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
You can get rid of half of those guys before July, realistically. I mean, and they're not going to get rid of Watson because they're all of the money that they owe him. So I just don't know what their reasoning was. And I love the fact that so many media outlets or reels or whatever focused on their quote unquote war room's reaction to the drafting, and they just don't react. They're just like this. They almost look sad, but it's the 5th round. It's not, there's none of the, oh, we got the guy we wanted. We had to, trade away, 2 picks next year or anything like that in celebration. No, it's just like, well, we got him. We're going to continue to suck.
The thing is that this is the thing that killed me. Because Deion's over there, like calling all his buddies, right?
That's probably the problem, if I'm being honest.
No, because I thought for sure whenever the Dallas Cowboys came up that they would for sure be taking him. No, absolutely not. They passed. Freaking even the president of the United States.
He's
like making a call himself too. He's like, this is not right. What is going on? Like he's trying to get the NFL, anyone to take him.
Any NFL front office, why would you want the headache and the baggage that surrounds? I'm not saying he's not a good player. I mean, if you check in some of the interviews and they were trying to say, hey, read this, describe to us this play, things like that. And he struggled at times, but a good athlete, you could probably find a spot for him, although it may not honestly be quarterback. But why would you want to deal with the micromanaging from his father? I wouldn't. That's I guarantee you that's why he fell so far.
Yeah, well,
and they could have made it. They could have made a bigger statement and just not drafted him and just let him stay home.
It's kind of crazy how President Trump puts out a statement and then just, a few rounds later, here we go. Shedeur's gets drafted
to the toilet bowl of the NFL.
I mean,
Couldn't happen.
When you have to call the president up and say, hey, we need some help over here.
I think
That's kind of funny. I don't know.
I don't know if it was Pitt. I think Pitt or somebody else. We've always referred to him as Shedeur Sanders, and they're going to. I say this as a proud Steelers fan. I have for years referred to the Browns as the shit stains. So if you want to keep with the alliteration, it's very fitting that Shedeur ends up in Cleveland.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Anyways, I'm glad we were able to talk about that here. I feel like I've totally, exercised all of my emotions about this.
Do you feel unencumbered in the draft talk now?
Yes. Now we can move forward.
Fred says Browns, Steelers, either or is the toilet bowl. Let me see here. What happens if I click these three buttons and what's it? Delete comment, put user in timeout?
No, you can't do that. Don't do that, Greg. I'll put you in timeout.
I don't think you can do that.
No, I will. And it won't be timeout like that.
I'm just kidding, Fred. I couldn't do that to you. Aaron. This is a great comment by Aaron. It's definitely made its way in YouTube and social media more like, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. But and then the voice of college football says, who's got the better winning percentage, the Browns or the Huskers?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, overall.
Honestly, I think Mark just is trolling us.
He is. He's having fun.
It's not nice.
I would honestly say, though, probably if we're talking 50 years? We're talking since the Super Bowl era? I would probably say Huskers. It's tough to say because Browns play more games. I mean, they just play more games in the NFL, so more opportunities for the Browns to lose.
Yep. Well, not anymore, everybody, because
last 5 years. No, shut up.
Guess what?
What?
We can talk about all the positions that we know of that are taken on the roster.
Okay.
You want to?
We got time.
Okay, good. This is so exciting. I didn't have time to write a format, but I did have time to do a whole lot of notes.
Okay.
So we have, of course, Dylan's we're going to start with offense, okay? Unless you want to start with defense. Which would you rather start with?
Well, I know if we don't talk about Dylan again soon, you're going to explode. So we better talk about Dylan.
Dylan is more comfortable commanding the offense, as we know. He's told us that. And just about every single player on the team has said that he's definitely taking the leadership role, and he's actually a really good leader. So I think that given what?
Just keep reading your thing and don't read the comments.
Why?
It's the typical guys who are being the typical yahoos.
What? I don't get it.
You have Pitt who says it's Minnie's Kama Sutra.
How is this my Kama Sutra?
Well, you're talking about Dylan.
Okay.
And then Fred says, explode or sploosh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mark, if you're unfamiliar with what that is.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We have a graphic.
I mean, now that
I won't do it because I'll be nice.
You have to do it now. Just do it. Just show them.
it's funny for us.
Yeah.
Quit shaking your head, Greg. I'm not shaking my head.
All right. So then wide receivers. This is key. Because remember, last season we had a different wide receivers coach, guys. This season we have Shedeur Shorts, which
Correct.
is a proven wide receiver coach.
Is
As well.
Is it Shedeur Shorts Jr.?
It is.
Okay, just make sure.
We're calling him Coach Shorts or Coach D Shorts.
These shorts.
D Shorts.
These shorts.
So we have Dane Key, the transfer from Kentucky, who is a senior. We have Janarin Bonner. We've had Janarin Bonner. He just kind of is like one of those utility type guys.
He started as a fullback.
He's a junior. We have Ja'Cory Barney Jr. Yes. Sophomore. I love him. I love that kid so much. He's the one who won the speed contest.
I'm not surprised.
Me either. He was even talking trash the day before, saying, yeah, I know there's these other guys that are in the competition, but I'm going to win. Like, he knew it. And then we have freshman Cortez Mills, who everyone is like, that guy's a baller. Everybody that's seen him play is surprised that he's only a freshman. Then we also have redshirt freshman Isaiah Hunter from Cal, the transfer.
Right.
What are we talking about now, guys?
Brett says it's a good thing Ja'Cory Barney's the fastest guy on the team.
Why?
Because you have Ja'Cory Barney. Yeah. So he needs to be able to outrun you, or at least outrun his teammates. No, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than your friend in the woods. Ja'Cory Barney doesn't have to outrun you, Minnie. He's just got to outrun Dylan.
That is so sad. That's actually really sad. Do you guys want to know the rest of our offense, or do we just want to make fun of me?
Can we do both?
No.
Oh. All right, fine.
Okay, offensive line. We have so many guys. So many guys that have, I mean, I counted how many snaps these guys have taken. Gunnar Gatula is the one with the least amount of snaps. He's had 15. And, we were really impressed with how well he did. No, he played in 15 games. Excuse me, 15 games. That's right.
Starts.
Not snaps. 15 games. Okay. Yeah, I know. 15 games he started in. Isn't that a lot? And
we needed him.
Yeah. And he did not disappoint at all.
No, and that's I don't mind Gunnar Gatula. He stepped in, but the drop off of talent from Turner Corcoran or Teddy Prohaska to Gunnar Gatula was not because I hate to say it wasn't because he's next level elite talent, but there's a reason he was called Turnstile Corcoran for a reason. I mean,
Don't.
Okay. All right. You're right. I guess I can't be.
I'm not Haas. I'm not somebody who would agree with you on this.
Fine. We can't be at all realistic. We can't be at all honest with ourselves.
All right, Greg. I think we're actually really going to be happy with Turner Corcoran this season. And, he has started in 38 games.
Mm-hmm.
We want him left tackle, right? Or left guard.
That sounds better.
Justin Evans for center.
Mm-hmm.
This is so good. Justin Evans has been in 25 games.
Seems more than that, but I do remember him, he started, I think, every game last year and probably 2/3 of the season before that. So I guess 25 tracks.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that everyone is talking about
Night Don.
is Henry Latofsky. How he is a major leader on the team. And in fact, when he was running out of the tunnel this past Saturday, that guy's gigantic. He is not just tall, he's huge. He's built like a refrigerator. Like he could take up my entire screen.
Well, I mean, if I got close enough to the camera, I'd take up your entire screen too.
No, not like that. Like compared to everybody else.
Okay. There was a player years back who was nicknamed the Refrigerator. Do you remember his actual name?
Who?
He wasn't a Husker.
I don't know.
The NFL. He William Refrigerator Perry.
I like this nickname. The Big Latofsky. That was clever. I like that one.
Everybody knows. I did not know, Ken E, that he went to Clemson. I knew him from the Bears. So
The Bears.
70s child. I haven't seen 1970s child in the chat. So they're throwing in the Chicago Bears. So
I think he's been avoiding you.
I don't blame him. Ken E says that he's responsible for Nebraska not getting a title in 1982.
Are you serious?
The 81 season into the, I guess, 82?
Tell me about that. So we must have played Clemson.
In the post game.
Huh.
Now, we might have, but also you got to remember it was at a time when we weren't, they weren't having a national championship game, which I learned in a book about rewriting 1990s national championships.
Good book.
So from a great writer and a hell of a YouTuber.
Thank you, 1970s child.
At least somebody is, right? She needs that little boost to her ego.
I do. Thank you.
So there you go. I knew somebody would have the answer. Mark says Clemson beat Nebraska in the 1981 Orange Bowl 22-15.
Okay, you know what's so scary about that? That came straight out of his brain. He didn't even have to greggle anything. That is scary. He's a freak that way.
Mark's book was great. I concur. Clemson pulled off the upset, won the title.
Okay, well, what were we talking about? Oh, Henry Latofsky. Okay.
Because he was the size of a refrigerator.
He is. He definitely is. Just wait. And he's probably going to be, possibly right tackle. Who knows? Then, guys, we're talking about the newbies on our offensive line. The guys that transferred in. Yep. Rocco Spindler from Notre Dame. Can you just do that in your WWE voice?
Rocco Spindler, right? All right. From the University of Notre Dame, Rocco Spindler. I don't know why I had to put the hand in my ear. Sorry to all of your ears out there that just like, what the fuck was that?
That was actually really good. He has the coolest name. Him and Sam Sledge. Okay. Coolest names on our offensive line.
Oh, I'm glad you said on the offensive line because there are cooler names out there.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we have Rocco Spindler, who's probably going to be a guard, and Elijah Pritchett. Now, everyone likes to make fun of Elijah.
No, nobody's making fun of Elijah. Mm-hmm. Don't look at Fred's comment.
I can't. Elijah Pritchett, you guys, is going to be a major player for us. He's probably going to be right tackle. This is the guy. This is the guy we've been needing, that we've been looking for.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad that we got that out of the way.
Well, I just, you sound so matter of fact, and I don't want to dispute you, but I don't know.
Who do you think, Greg?
I don't know. That's the point. I just said I don't know.
You don't watch stuff.
You're right. I'm not trying to argue with you.
And also Tyler Canuck. We can't forget about him. I mean, we have so much.
Grant Bricks. He doesn't have any college action yet, but was at the top
he might see some play.
Lineman out of Iowa last year or something.
Yeah, he might see some play. But these other guys that I just mentioned are probably starters.
Oh, sure.
For the offensive line.
Or sooner into the rotation.
Mm-hmm. Now, another thing that we can talk about is our running back situation, because we know that Charmar Brown did not actually commit to Nebraska. And everybody was hoping that he would be like the number 2. So we have Emmett Johnson, as we know he's the starter. Right. Because look at what Dana Holgorsen was able to do with him. No, because Dana Holgorsen really utilized him in the last, 4 games that he coached.
And also, there's nobody left.
Would you not?
I with a significant amount of meaningful reps, Dante Dowdell's gone. Quentin Ives got a little bit of time in the bowl game, but Emmett Johnson is our tried and true, guaranteed,
it's about
returning veteran at this point.
Yes, and we need, they understand what they need. They know what's going on. So for whatever reason, they didn't want to offer Charmar Brown. I mean, somebody said that they probably didn't want to pay Charmar Brown more money than they're paying Emmett Johnson, or, whatever, because they've evaluated how much each position is worth. That's what our GM is supposed to do. Yeah, thanks. Why did you start that?
So infrequently that anybody agrees with me.
So not true.
It's true. I do kind of have a lot of fans. I don't say fans, but I have a lot of friends in the comments.
Oh, did you guys hear that? He called you fans.
I said I stopped myself and corrected myself to friends. Thank you.
Because you're so humble, Greg.
Don't try to bury me.
Are you serious? You guys bury me all the time.
Slowly taking over the show.
All right. And then, I guess Vince Genatone has also moved over to running back. So who knows? That's interesting. And I suppose we should talk about our tight ends.
There's only one, and he should be the quarterback.
Well, he can't do both. And he also put on quite a bit of weight to be a tight end. The chances of him getting drafted as a tight end are much higher.
Oh, sure. Kearney Catholic's own Heinrich Harburg.
Yes.
So,
I was thinking about it. If Heinrich and Harper get married and have babies one day, what do you think the chances are that they would name their baby Herbie?
It won't happen.
Herbie Heinrich.
But I could see a scenario where they did carry on the H name that their parents have, or they'd go the complete opposite. They're both Xenials or whatever, or not Xen, but Gen Z's or whatever. Yeah, I mean, they'd probably be like, let's name them square root of pi apple bottom gene. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous shit, because they're dumb kids. I don't say that dismissively. Sure, they're wonderful people, but that generation is largely dumb kids. So.
I mean, Heinrich is not a dumb kid.
No, and I don't think Harper's. Like I said, I don't think They individually are dumb, but it's like, all right, did you ever see the movie Men in Black?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the very beginning, when Will Smith's character is being recruited to join the Men, he just finds out that they're aliens. He's like, well, why don't we tell people? People are smart. And Tommy Lee Jones says, no, the person's smart, but people are crazy, irrational, fearful. It's that mob mentality.
Okay.
It's keeping up with the Joneses of the TikTok world. TikTok's the devil. We're not going to go down there. Anyway.
Okay. Well, Greg, I explained to you what a TikTok actually was.
You know what a TikTok is? It's around my analog watch.
No. It's basically like a line dance. And it's only a portion of a song to a line dance. Like, it's like 5 seconds.
Okay.
That's what it is.
You're talking about TikTok dance. I'm just talking about the platform.
Okay. Anyways, Heinrich Harburg, he's moved over to tight end, but he has competition. And he's a senior, right? Heinrich.
Mm-hmm.
We have Luke Lindenmeyer, who's our tried and true tight end, who's a junior.
Hopefully doesn't get overthrown this year.
Right. He might.
Key moments.
They'll rotate, I'm sure, because they'll need to.
Did you understand what I was saying there?
Overthrown?
Yeah. We don't want the quarterback to miss a wide open Luke Lindenmeyer.
Oh, overthrown.
In key moments.
That. I thought you meant overthrown for the position.
No. We don't want the quarterback to miss him in a key moment when he's running down the seam. That could change the outcome of the game. Just sail it.
Every time you do that, you go into blurry mode.
That's fine.
Fred Sacco says, tonight, let it be Lindenmeyer. Sounds like a commercial.
That's right. I don't know for what type of product, and I'm honestly scared to ask. So. All right.
Okay, so that is our offense. Any questions?
Nope.
None?
None.
Oh. Okay.
I like that we're returning some I'm trying to think of some not some I don't want to say veterans, but some guys who have, again, meaningful playing time, some experience. That's the word I was looking for. Jeez, I never thought I'd get there.
Husker Tech says, I expect very little from the tight end position this season. Good blocking would help. Yeah, we have a pretty good coach for tight end position, so I think we're going to get some blocking.
Let me tell you, and this, Husker Chuck, let this not just be for the tight end position, but let this be for Husker football across the board. When you lower your expectations.
When you move your hands, your camera's going like this.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you lower your expectations, you lower your chances of disappointment.
That's true. I think that is seriously what our chat is all about. That should be the tagline.
Lower your expectations. I don't disagree with what Ken says. Kenny says, I am expecting the offense to take off finally.
Yes, same.
So
we need to score at least 30 points a game to have a real chance this season.
I don't disagree, but I do hope that our defense is better than that. So let's learn more about the defense, Minnie.
Okay. Well, here we go. Where shall we start?
I don't know. Although I realized that was almost the Sports Center. I don't know.
So we can start with my favorite guy. Actually, I have two favorite guys.
The offense will take off, but slide 2 yards short, says Aaron Keene.
Oh, come on.
Let me see. Sierra Wright.
I mean, he's not my favorite.
Okay.
But he could be.
Nope. Oh, hold on. I'm getting something. Deshaun Singleton.
Okay, why aren't you thinking linemen? What is wrong with you?
Javin Wright.
Oh my gosh. Greg, pay attention. Take notes, okay?
I don't have a pen or pencil.
Keona Davis. Remember the other day when everybody has been talking about Keona Davis. And we're like, okay, we'll take your guys' word for it. And then Matt Rule sends him up to give a press conference. And right before him, it was Justin Evans. And okay, Justin Evans is like 6'2", I think. So they have the camera like this. And then when Keona Davis gets up, they literally go like this with the camera. You can watch it going up and up and up. This guy is so big. I'm like, who the heck? And then to find out it's Keona Davis. And he's so soft-spoken and just has a really cute smile. But he's like all built. Just, like
Takes out
the guy that you want first off the bus.
He saves all that aggression and uses his tackling fuel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, RDB. And then the second guy that I love, and I know you'll remember this guy, Cam Lenhart.
Mm-hmm. Who hopefully gets more to do. I feel like we got a lot of great things from him as a freshman 2 years ago. And I don't say he dropped off. We just didn't. I don't feel like we heard as much from him last year. So hopefully he bounces back. And then another one who I'm, for not thinking of this one sooner, Vincent Shavers Jr.
Yeah, Vincent Shavers Jr. He'll probably, so we're doing kind of probably the 3-3-5, but we'll probably do like a lot of times the 4 guys up on the line. Vincent Shavers will probably be one of those guys. As well as Willis McGahee Jr.
Right.
He was like 2nd place or 3rd place in the speed competition.
That's good. Let me try that again. You don't usually think of linebackers being that quick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very encouraging for him. And he had a nice, breakout performance. I feel like we saw and heard more of him in the bowl game, so hopefully he builds on that, another off season in Lincoln. And, like a lot of these guys, sky's the limit, the raw talent is there. Let's just refine it and hone that into something that can, if it's not this year, if all the components stay in place and develop like they're supposed to, then next year's defense, like, holy cow. When Willis McGahee, Vincent Shavers are juniors, Cam Lenhart's a senior,
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the natural progression of what their development should be, these are all guys who have the ability to be drafted. And Willis McGahee, the 5th, has the cachet of being, coming from a family that's a known commodity, so let's just keep them. I do feel like development is better under this coaching staff than the previous coaching staff. So let's just keep them on schedule.
Okay, we're talking about this season though, guys, because Aaron King goes, we've been talking about next year for 20 years now, to be fair.
Right.
And it does feel like it's been 20 years. I don't know if it's been quite 20 years. It's been a few.
Yeah, that was the Callahan era. So.
Okay. Well, going back to linemen.
Yep, sorry.
Elijah Judy.
Yep.
On Saturdays, Husker games, he was literally like he was in the roping contest, he was in the speed contest, he's in like every contest there is. This guy is a competitor at the highest caliber for us. And it's great. He's a senior this year. he's going to be the guy that takes over that role like a Ty Robinson role.
This is, I mean, if you want to think of it in professional athlete terms, this is his contract year. This is where he's got to prove that he's got what it takes so he can get paid big bucks next year. And then the other one we kind of, I don't want to say forgot about, but I know that he's going to see plenty of playing time, is Riley Van Poppel.
Yes.
So, or I'm sorry, RVP. So
he's a sophomore. And also Mason Goldman is also a sophomore. What?
Stephen Fromm says, would be nice if Matt Rule spots talent as well as Pelini. I want Stephen, I want you to elaborate on that, because it's pretty well known that Pelini didn't recruit much, didn't think anybody would want to come to Lincoln, and that most of the success that Pelini had was with Bill Callahan recruits. So I'm just curious to know what names you're thinking of. And I don't say that disparagingly. I'm just curious to know who you're thinking of that was a top flight talent that Pelini actually recruited. So,
well, I agree with Husker Bob here. This is the other thing that I was going to mention, is that we have like 20 defense coaches. Like, we have so many coaches helping, and analysts helping out defense. This is where we have invested. I mean, to be honest, we've invested in every part of the game.
Right.
But in particular, we've paid special attention. Like, Phil Snow is over there helping with practices. We have Coach Addison, we have Coach Butler, we have Coach Braden, we have Coach Simpson, and we have Rob Dvorak, who I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
You say Coach Braden?
Yeah, I did. I keep giving myself a thumbs up. Anyways, there's so many guys that are just there to help with defense, and it's pretty awesome, I think. As well as Matt Rule. That's his first love. We know that. Okay. I'm going to finish going through this list really quick and just mention Williams Nwaneri, because everybody's talking about him. Redshirt freshman he transferred from Missouri, excuse me. Do you know he's 6'7"?
No, I feel like we talked about that when the news broke.
6'7", Greg.
I mean, that's taller than me.
Short. He makes you look short.
That's fine. I don't have to be the tallest person in the room. I just frequently am the tallest person in the room.
And Gabe Moore from Mississippi State, and Jalen George from Eastern Tennessee. He's a junior. Then we go on to the linebackers, and that's your dude right there, Jacob Bowers.
I don't know. Do you think, he got a scholarship. Do you think he's going to be a starter?
I do. I think that kid is, I don't think you can hold him back. We know Gage Stenger is going to be a starter because everybody's been talking about him. I don't know. Wait till you hear the rest of these names.
Okay.
Maverick Noonan, sophomore. Michael Booker, he's a senior. Willis McGahee and Vincent Shavers, as well as Javin Wright. So those are all linebackers.
I would say, just right away.
Oh, Deshaun McAuliffe, too. Oh, and Marquise Watson-Trent.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to find a spot for him because he's a Sun Belt player, defensive player of the year, something like that. Marquise Watson-Trent, Javin, that's the thing. You're going to rotate. The nice part is you got the depth. But if you're asking me who's going to be out there assuming all these guys are still on the roster in the fall and they're all on the roster in Kansas City at Arrowhead against Cincinnati, I would say Javin Wright, Marquise Watson-Trent, Vincent Shavers. I don't think there's a way you keep Willis McGahee off of the field. So I don't know if those is that 4?
I don't know.
I think it's 4. So yeah, I would probably go 3-4-4 in that first series. Three linemen. You have that flex where you can have McGahee or Shavers or even Wright, be a down lineman. And then you have 4 players in the secondary. So that's how I would see it. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget about Donovan Jones as a DB. Then we also have Malcolm Hartzog as a safety, and then Marquise Buford returning.
Mario Buford is going to be back there.
And Deshaun Singleton and Sayre Wright. So we have a lot of guys back there. That's why they said, we're really confident with the secondary. Like, we got these 7 guys. Don't worry.
Depth I think is going to be crucial on the defense this year because we know the Big Ten's it's a mud fight, every week. You're going to get tired, so you better have some fresh legs to throw in there. So
and Javin Wright too. We have a lot of depth on defense. We were so nervous when Tony White left and all these defensive players were hitting the transfer portal. But guys, we have so many players on defense.
Want to catch up on the comments because they're talking about Matt Rule, eye for talent, Bo Pelini, eye for talent.
Yeah.
Pitt says he said Wester Snatch, but we all know he means Worcester Camp. Rex Burkhead. Will Compton was recruited by Pelini from Kenny. He was the best player coming out of Missouri. Steven says Amir Abdullah, Levante David were pretty good for Pelini. And again, I just maybe we don't know. Maybe the jury's still out on Matt Rule's players. They all have to go on. They have to go through the system. They have to complete their college careers and go on to the next level. But I think long term, we'll be able to look back and say that Matt Rule had a better eye for talent and certainly had more willing to go beyond the 500-mile radius for talent than Bo Pelini did. So we were going to look at
Gracie Guns. I'll be right back.
Cool. We're going to take a minute to look at some of the starred comments throughout the show. I love this one by Fred. This is from way back. This is from back in our Trey Taylor talk. This is peak Fred, by the way. I heard Trey Taylor sent a Krispy Kreme box filled with broccoli to Burt Bielema after he threw the Illinois hat. That would be tremendous because you just know Burt's gonna be like, oh yeah, Krispy Kremes, and he's gonna open it up and it's gonna be all broccoli and he's gonna be so sad. Or even better, you put the broccoli somehow into the Krispy Kreme so he thinks that they're legit donuts, but it's broccoli on the inside. Well done, Fred. I would say that you've outdone yourself, but it's never, the bar's so high. So I agree. Vince Rules pointed in the right direction as long as he gets the time. Pelini was a good evaluator in finding diamonds in the rough, but he relied on that too much. And Sue was a Callahan guy. So, and Ken E, it is hard to argue. I think that's the thing that I don't know, struggled with in the last almost 15 years. Bo never won less than 9 games a season. But man, those losses that we had were ugly in that time. So less embarrassing outcomes, I think, would be ideal. No, and you're Pelini was a defensive-minded coach. So I think in the grand scheme of things, when he was given, for lack of a better term, total control, and had to be in charge of everything, I think it was too big for him. Maybe that's not fair. And maybe a certain amount of this is looking back a little jaded because of where the program has gone since Bo Pelini. But Bo Pelini was also, I don't like to use the word toxic, so I won't, but just his sideline antics, his off the field antics, just not ideal for who you want as essentially being the face of your athletic department. Because you can say it's the athletic director all you want, but I guess we're blessed in Nebraska because we have so many diehard fans. But I would say only diehard know more often than not the name of the athletic director, but about everybody knows the name of the head coach. So I would almost say, I'm not saying they're more important than the athletic director, but they're more visible more often than not. So it's just not a good representative of the university, of the athletic department, or the football program. That's just my opinion. We can't hear you.
I like this comment from 1970s child. Nash Hutmacher was a perfect nose tackle name. I could see John Madden loving that one. Do you have a John Madden voice, Greg?
I don't.
Really? Out of all the voices, that's the one you should have.
Sorry.
We'll have to work on that. What are you doing now?
Trying not to talk.
Okay. Don't talk. Are we okay? Everything going okay?
Yeah, I just sent you a message.
Okay.
Little quick pre-production thing. Yeah. Aaron Keene says, "Holy echo, Batman." I was trying to.
Oh, I don't know why.
I think it's better now. I don't hear it now. So.
Okay.
And you're right, Stephen. He did convince Amir to leave Alabama, but I don't think that was as big of a sell because Amir wanted to be a running back, and I think Alabama just wanted him to be a kick returner. So he did have to leave Alabama. He did become one of the best Husker backs of all time. The McNeese State game is a win only because of Amir Abdullah. So,
Okay.
So we've got some other starred comments here. The voice of college football says, "Minnie taught me what 5 heart means. I'm on board." Thank you, Minnie, for carrying the banner and taking it to other corners of the internet.
You are welcome, Greg. I try and take it to all the corners of the internet.
Don't go down the really dark corners of the internet.
That's when I need to have like a refrigerator type guy with me.
That's right. Roger Moore, I don't know how he missed this one, says, housekeeping. So let's do that. Of course, this show is live for you every Thursday night, 9:00 Central on YouTube, Facebook, and X. And especially if you're with us here on YouTube, we would really appreciate if you like the video, subscribe to the Coronation YouTube channel, and ring that bell.
Yeah. That one? Is it that one? Or is it over here?
No, you're right the first time.
Okay.
Ring that bell so that you never, for notifications, so that you never miss new content, whether it's 5 Heart Podcast, Monday Night Therapy, Husker Heat, or soon to return the coordination over analysis, overreaction, whatever it is. It's that thing on Sunday nights with myself, Haas, and Every Game Jake. So make sure that you are just well informed and have all the new stuff that we, and that's just the live stuff. John also has his abundance of videos, his shorter videos. I know he had did a few here in the last couple of weeks, men's basketball, etc. We know he's famous for his post-game reactions, and there's the hardcore football history that we cross-promote as well. So just make sure you do all that. And speaking of our founder and our fearless leader, he's a bit of an author, and he wrote at least 3 books. This one's the only one that I have the graphic of, and it's been dead, never been to Europe. My recovery from the Widowmaker heart attack and the brain injury that came with it. You can pick that up and all of John's books on Amazon.com and tell him that we sent you. Maybe he'll throw us
Tell Amazon?
No, tell John.
Tell John. How do they get in contact with John?
I don't know. But they can get in contact with some sweet, sweet merch at cobbycorn.com. Hey, look, we don't just display the shirts and not have them for sale. We have them for sale. Cobbycorn.com.
Yeah. There's stickers. I like my sticker here.
Oh, I thought you were bending down to say hello to the dog or something.
Oh, stickers.
I've got my, you know what? I think my sticker's in a drawer somewhere.
Oh, see.
I found stamps.
In the drawer?
Stamps are a kind of sticker.
Not the same, Greg.
It's not the same. Well, there's a lot that's not the same. But I got a sticker around here somewhere. It does exist. And if you're nice enough, maybe we'll surprise you with a sticker in the mail someday. I don't know how. That would require getting your information, which I'm not going to do right now. But anyway.
It's right in the corner.
I think that covers.
You're blurry. Okay. So now let's move on to
right idea, wrong one.
Fred Zacco wants to know, what is Greg doing for money and how much do I need to pay? Greg will do anything you want.
Whoa. I have a few standards.
Are you sure?
I said a few. But
I don't think you do.
I also got to pay my mortgage.
I don't think he has any standards. Whatever you need, he will do.
But let's not send a super chat. Let's just, I'll put my Venmo out there. You can just send me. Because Greg and Minnie ain't seeing any of this super chat money.
Okay.
That all goes to John's retirement.
Lee Alder joined us from Facebook. He said, "Go Big Red."
And he threw us a like on Facebook. So
thank you, Lee. Very nice.
Husker Chuck says, if Minnie's on the screen, does anyone look at Greg?
Wait, that's why he wears sleeveless shirts, trying to get some attention over there.
That's why. That's what it is. That's why I have to put on preposterous wigs and do all kinds of crazy lunges and running sprints and yeah.
True. Thank you, Husker Chuck.
And Vince says, John gets the money. He is a mastermind. Exactly right. Not even here. Still padding his 401k. Let's take a quick look at some. 1970s child says nope in response to Husker Chuck's question about if you're on screen, nobody's paying attention to me.
You guys, you're giving me a big head.
Too much info, Minnie. I don't know what that one's about. That was recent.
I don't know.
Ken E needs that sticker for his truck.
Okay.
Ken E.
You want to email Greg at, go ahead.
HOOCH3600@gmail.com. Hooch3600@gmail.com. You give me your address, we'll get you a sticker. It's just that simple.
Yes.
And also $17 for shipping.
No. All right. Greg, this has been a fun show, hasn't it?
Yeah. Not that. No, not that, Aaron.
What?
H-O-O-C-H. H-O-O-C-H 3600. Hooch, not gooch.
Coochie coo.
No, that's Minnie, we still have more starred comments. We can't.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Fred says, getting a real Save Ferris vibe for Greg tonight. I don't know what that means, but I'm alive and well.
Save Ferris because
I'm not on my 9th sick day.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
We're worried about you, Greg.
I'm good. I'm good. Let's see. We'll get to that's an actual question. We'll come back to that in a minute, Andy. Aaron was talking about your doctorate. Says Minnie has her doctorate in Dylanology.
I do. What do you want to know?
Probably. Don't ask her too many questions. She'll probably have the answers. Nebraska Strong got a few in a row here from Nebraska Strong. First one is it true that Jordan Westerkamp is now a JUCO wide receivers coach? And it is.
Is it?
As of February of this year, he is the wide receivers coach at College of, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, I feel like it's French, DuPage Chaparrals.
Where is it?
Great question. So it's not JUCO technically. It's Division 3. I guess it is. It's Division 3 of NJCAA, or National Junior College. College of DuPage program. It's 4th straight JUCO Division 3 football championship. But I have no idea where, honest to God, is, which is concerning.
Well, it's French, so it's probably in Illinois.
Wow. We're just going to make some generalizations here, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Don't care about cookies. Continue. Skip permanently. Where are you? College of DuPage. The Chaparrals is the mascot.
Oh.
Apparently. And
you see this?
All right. Glen Ellen, Illinois. You're right, and I'm wrong.
Look at what Ken just sent.
Hey.
$10 for his sticker.
He
did not have to do that. You're supposed to. Not Greg. Greg is only like the middleman.
That's true. But you got to keep the middleman happy.
Thank you, Ken E. That's so nice.
We'll
get you a sticker, I promise.
We'll tell John that he owes us $10.
Mm-hmm. And he'll laugh at us.
Pitt is dying in laughter at your Gucci Coup comment. All right, let's see here. Nebraska Strong says, my prediction for 2025, the Huskers and DBK win the NCAA National Volleyball Championship.
Ooh.
My prediction. Wow. Let's go with what is – we're actually going to skip number 2 and come back to it. Nebraska Strong prediction number 3, Husker football makes the playoffs.
Yes. Yay, yay, yay.
Now we'll tell you why we skipped number 2, because I can assure you, Husker Strong, that number 2 will not come to fruition.
What?
Because it's one of the – look, if I had the power to make the first 2 happen, I would. I am completely within the power to make number 2 not happen.
What?
Prediction number 2, Greg grows out the mullet.
Greg.
And that's
I know. If we go to the playoffs, you said that you would grow out your beard.
Yeah, playoff beard.
Okay.
I feel bad. I shaved. I shouldn't. The Blues are in the playoffs. They lost last night. You wouldn't know it by watching them play. It is playoff beard time for hockey. And I shaved. And I feel bad. I feel like I directly impacted how the Blues played. So
when did you shave?
Actually, I shaved this morning after the game, but still.
Wait, how did that directly impact that?
Because I had the plans to shave, and I don't understand how the hockey traditions work. All right, I only follow.
Obviously, I don't think it matters after they lost. I think you're free to shave.
Thank you. Ken E says Westerkamp's catch behind the back was one of the best I've seen. I wonder if Minnie has seen that one.
Not. I will look it up, though. Thank you.
Jordan Westerkamp behind the back. Who does number 2 work for? A classic Austin Powers reference. Let's see. But with shaving on the format, it was not.
It wasn't. I guess I could start putting it on the format just as a reminder.
Roger saying that I'm the voice of reason again. I can't ignore that.
Yeah, we already saw that.
If he's still, I know. If he's still around, Pitt says that Mark's the hardest working man in college football. Glad he found the time to relax and come crap on us.
Yes, he totally is.
Let's see. Ken E says he thinks the D line will actually be better this year. I think it's going to be one of those where it's going to obviously very difficult to replace a 4th-round draft pick like Ty Robinson, but I think that the unit overall will be stronger. So you're going to miss the stud, but
just guys get ready for more studs, okay? That's what I have to say. They're coming.
Roger Moore says Nebraska is a football resort now with real grass. And Andy Harris says ranking season. What's the biggest worry we have on our team? Special teams, new defensive coordinator, defensive line, or running back room? Of those 4, do you want to put them in least concern to biggest concern?
You can.
Oh, you don't want to?
I only have one tiny concern. Running back room. That's it. Should I not have said that?
No, I didn't mean to have the comment go away. I'm glad I was still started so I could put it back up here.
And that's because of one reason.
We don't have enough bodies in there?
Just in case, let's say, and I am knocking on wood so this doesn't happen, that Emmett gets injured or has a sprain or something. I mean, heaven forbid. Then what? You know, we do have, like I said, we have Vince Genatone that moved over. We have Quentin Ives. We have Mekhi Nelson. So it's 3 backups, but we don't know how good these guys are.
What about the young man from St. Louis? When's he due
on?
Parker? Isn't it Parker?
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
Okay. I mean, so there's another, I hate to say there's another warm body in the running back room. I would say if I'm putting this list from least worried to most worried, I would say defensive line, new defensive coordinator, running back, and then special teams.
You're worried about special teams?
Yeah.
With Mike Becker. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not worried about the coach. I want to see the results on the field.
Okay. That's fair.
So,
because that's why I said we need real long snapping competitions to begin with.
How are we going to know who else on the team can be a long snapper if we don't diversify that particular portfolio?
There you go.
Red's trying to bait me into a
Greg,
on the spot.
It's over 2 hours.
We've done it.
Yeah.
We are the champions of bullshitting.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, here we go. Ken E says the long snapper looked pretty damn good in those skills challenges.
Yes, he did.
All right. Clear out this last. That's right, Pitt. You're damn right. We can kill time with the best of them.
Especially when Greg's involved. Hey, I have a question. Did anyone watch the short that we put out prior to this show? Did you like it? Would you like it to be shorter?
Would you like the show to be shorter?
Or longer? Because guess what? There was another version that was almost 5 minutes.
It was
Greg,
4:17.
Can we do it my way now? Let's draw everything out.
Fred watched both because he's insane.
Thank you, Fred.
We also know. Justin didn't see it.
Also
kind of tracks. Justin, do you even subscribe to the channel? Like, what the hell, man? No. So we're going to try to do this on a weekly basis now. Just a little reminder. Not that you all need reminding, but just a little, hey, it's Thursday. Here's what we plan on talking about tonight on the show. And we just want to know if you would like the minute version that's vertical and jumps our,
it drives him crazy, obviously.
I was so thrown off by that. Or do you want the landscape version, which is a side-by-side? It's a little more conversational, a little more relaxed. But regardless, we'll try to keep those two around that minute to minute and a half mark. We don't want you to have too much. We want you to come here for the show on a Thursday nights at 9:00. So with all of that being said, thank you, Fred. Don't ever go like Bull Mountain, Fred. Don't go changing.
Ken E says field goal kicker is his concern. Consistency. I hear that. I hear it. I guess, next week I'll make a note. We will definitely be talking about special teams.
Thanks a lot, Ken. This close. All right. With all that being said, it's time to say goodnight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Husker fans of all ages, we're so grateful that you have given your time to be with us this evening. Not just tonight, but Monday nights, Tuesday nights, coming very soon, Sunday nights once again. And we look forward to seeing you next time around. That's generous, Fred, and I appreciate the fact that you're so in tune with the intimate details of my life, or the details of my intimate life, for that matter. Thank you. And make sure that you come. That damn thing threw me off. All right, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Thank you. We know that you have a lot of entertainment options. We do appreciate you spending your time with us. So, right, tremendous friend Minnie Hunt. I'm Greg Mahachko. This is the 5 Heart Podcast, reminding you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
See you next week, and go Big Red.